Yep, we're back home. We drove home Saturday. It wasn't too bad. How long did it take us? We got to 8:30. Yeah, 7 hours or so, and we stopped 3 times, so that was pretty good. No traffic. We came up the Eastern Shore. So, where did I get Gabby's harness from? They are Sophie's Choice harnesses. The little girl ones, you can get little ruffles. She has beautiful colors. She does have a website at Sophie's Choice Harnesses. Love her harnesses. So easy to put on. And the dogs wear them very comfortably and really like them. We have 3. That's actually Pookie's that she's wearing. And the interesting thing with Gabby is she has such neck sensitivity that she can't wear a collar. So she has an ID tag on the harness. I use the flat ones from Boomerang Tags. And so it was easy to just switch it off the collar and put it on the harness. And she's actually wearing Myra's because I figured it wasn't going to make a whole lot of sense to buy a whole bunch of new tags for everybody when the address is going to change in a few months. So, all right. So, yeah, they're really cute, sweater. You'll really like them. And they're pretty adjustable. So, okay, I want to talk about puppy vaccines because I got records on a puppy, and oh, good. Kin and Kind Hotspot Scream worked great. Yeah, I really like their stuff. Got records on a puppy, and I absolutely could not believe what I saw in those records. The puppy had had 3 vaccinations before it even left. I don't know if it came from a breeder or a pet store, or I don't know where it came from, but it had 3 vaccines before the new owner even got the puppy. And then it went to the veterinarian, and over a period of the next 2 to 3 months, they gave the puppy 4 more vaccines. And it wasn't just a simple, here's a distemper or here's a parvo. It was DHLPP, small dog, 4 more times. This puppy had 7 sets of puppy vaccines. 7 by the time it was 4 months old. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. There's no puppy in the world that needs a series of 7. And I don't understand a veterinarian who says, nope, our protocol is we give 4. First of all, 4 is way too many. 3 is too many. So who has a protocol of giving 4? And why would you totally ignore the vaccines that were already given and say, nope, we're still doing 4 more? Absolute craziness. So somebody asked, what's my protocol? So my last couple years in practice, because I've been a holistic practitioner for a very, very, very long time, I have a lot of holistic clients who follow me that specifically wanted less vaccinations for their dogs. And so we started playing around with what's the minimum we can get away with and get these dogs protected. And what we discovered was if we waited until 10 to 12 weeks to give the first vaccine, the vaccines were much more effective. And I believe John Robb has a lot of information, and I think Gene Dodds and Ron Schultz. There's just a ton of information out there that says if we wait for the mother's immunity to wear off and we start the vaccines a little bit later, we actually get a better response to the vaccinations. So what we started playing around with was, let's give a distemper vaccine by itself, not a DAP, not a DHLPP, just a distemper at 10 to 12 weeks of age. And then at 14 to 16 weeks of age, give a single parvo. And then at 20 weeks, we'll get a titer and we'll see where we are. I will tell you that probably 95% of the puppies, I should have kept statistics, probably 95% of them had positive titers for both distemper and parvo at the 20-week mark. That was with a single vaccine. Now, for clients who aren't quite brave enough to test that out, our protocol was, okay, well, let's wait as long as we can. We'll give them a DAP, which is kind of as much as you can slim down the combo vaccine. That's distemper, hepatitis, and parvo. We'll give a DAP somewhere between 10 and 12 weeks, and then a second one between 14 and 16 weeks. And the titers, again, absolutely fine on those puppies. I'd say we get 100% on those guys because they get 2 vaccines. And then when we recheck them when they're 16 months old, because they should finish that first puppy series around 16 weeks. So they're 4 months old. So a year later. So now they're 16 months old. We bring them in and we do titers again for distemper and parvo. And the vast, vast majority of those dogs still had great titers. So what we found is that less is more. And these guys, like this little dog with 7 vaccines in its series, already has huge allergy problems, huge digestive problems, skin problems. Of course it does. Its immune system was destroyed in that first 4 months of life by having all those vaccines. Your vet wanted to give your pup a 5th vaccine right before 5 months because the breeder had already given 2 and our vet had given 2. I declined. Well, good for you. And the reason that I'm talking about this is because you're going to have to stand up for yourselves. You're going to have to look at what the dog already had. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about cats. You're going to have to look at what the dog already had at the breeder or pet store or wherever it came from. And then you're going to have to figure out, well, how much more is this pet going to need? And don't let your veterinarian go by their one size fits all, which is, oh no, in our clinic, we do a series of 3, or in our clinic, we do a series of 4. And they totally ignore what may have already been given. You do not have to get 4 vaccines. You do not have to get 3 combo vaccines. You can get away with a lot less. So you guys are going to need to stand up for yourselves and for your animals and say, no, we're not doing it that way. We're not going to give that many vaccines. You do want, particularly parvo, you want that last vaccine, if you're giving vaccines at all, some of you aren't, but you want that last vaccine to be around 16 weeks of age. There are certain breeds, Pits, Labradors, and Rottweilers, who seem to be a little more susceptible to parvo. And I think in Jean Dodd's protocol, she actually talks about giving a 20-week parvo vaccine to those breeds that seem to be more susceptible. But my advice would be do the titer. Do the titer, make sure they've got protection, and you're good to go. So I get pretty activated when I see records like this. Nancy Morey says, if you recall, a vaccine disagreement with our former vet is how we found you. Thank you for being so willing to work with owners who want more for their pets. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Dodds is now saying an extra parvo only at 20 weeks. Yeah, so Kathy, that's why we do the titers. And if it comes up low for either one, we'll do whichever one is missing. So it's, you guys got to stand up for yourselves because veterinarians tend to say, nope, this is what I learned. This is the protocol. This is how we do it. It's just one size fits all. And it really is not. So maybe make a little graph on this protocol that people can screenshot or print out for their records. It'll be in the new book that I'm sort of working on. And something very close to this is in the Needles to Natural book. So if you have Needles to Natural in the vaccine chapter, which is the longest chapter in the book, actually, it talks about it. I think the puppy protocol that I gave in there was just a series of 2 DAPs. So we weren't doing this this single vaccine with the titer. So, okay. Everybody have a wonderful day. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do today, one of which is baking. And I got some financial stuff to fill out and blah, 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 blah. All kinds of stuff to do. Okay, no music because Hugh's computer was being a pill this morning. Okay, everybody have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.